Both you and I have a skeleton, but did you know that Linux also has one? It does, but it's a bit different than ours. Without ours, we'd just be a blob of skin and blood on the floor. Without Linux's skeleton, creating users would be a little less convenient. This is B from Tay Talk Tech, and today I'm going to introduce you to the Etsy Skel directory in Linux, the skeleton of Linux. Stick with me. I've got a favor to ask. If you like this type of video and want to see more content like it, make sure you are subscribed and hit the bell button for notifications. Also, don't forget to give this video a like if you like it, give it a dislike if you didn't like it. Make sure you let me know what you liked and didn't like, or if you have any comments, questions, or concerns, or emotional outbursts down in the comment section below. And lastly, make sure you stick around all the way to the end to make sure you get the best understanding possible. Let's do this. All right, so let me go ahead and shrink my face here. All right, now let's actually we're gonna go ahead and just we're gonna do a cd etsy skel. This is the directory that we're talking about here. All right, so the Etsy Skel directory contains files, including configuration files and directories that will be added to a new user's home directory when one is created. Skel is derived from skeleton because of it acts as the foundation of the new user's home directory. And here we are actually in the Etsy Skel directory. And if you just do an ls on it, you're going to be like, hey, there's nothing there. But that's not true. Now, let's go ahead and do it again. But this time we're going to do an la. Now, you see these files here, we're like, well, why weren't those there before? Because they're hidden. And in Linux, you can always tell a hidden file because there's a period at the beginning. Now here we've got the profile, bash rc, and the bash logout. And if we actually were to go ahead and do an ls tac la on home and then admin user, we would see quite a bit of those other we would see those here in the home directory along with some other directories as well as configuration files. Now, one of the things that you can do to help make your life easier is set up files and directories that the new users are going to need, especially if you're in a business or enterprise environment. If you wanted to, you could actually create an SSH config file. You could create a Firefox config file and all that stuff. You want them to have a base level configuration when they're starting their work. Now, let's go ahead and clear this out. Now, I want to show you something here. So right now, if we do sudo user add tac m, and then let's just do user 1. All right, let me put the password in. All right, perfect. Now, this command right here, if you haven't watched the user add video, this right here is actually going to create a user, and it's going to create their home directory as well with the tac m option. And then we're creating the user 1. So now, if we go over to, if we do let's do a sudo ls tac la home user 1. All right, there we go. And we see all those same files that we saw in the Skel directory. Now, let's go ahead and actually create some files. Let's create some directories inside of the Skel directory. We're going to do sudo mkdir, and make sure if you're going to be adding any files and directories to this directory that you are running it as sudo, because you'll need to do that. And then we're going to do Etsy. Actually, we don't need to do the Etsy Skel because we're already there. We're going to do documents, and then we're going to do downloads, which are pretty common when you set up your initial account on Ubuntu or anything like that, and a lot of other distributions that they have like a list of files, documents, downloads. I think some of them even have like desktop photos or videos and all that other stuff. So let's go ahead and create these. All right, perfect. Now if we do an ls, we can see those two there, ls tac la, and we can see those two there with our hidden files. Now let's go ahead and create a new user again. Let me clear this out so I can get it back to the top. Sudo user add tac m, and then we're going to do user 2. Now let's go ahead and do the same thing here. Tac la. We're going to need to do sudo because we're looking at somebody else's directory. Anytime that you're going to be looking at another user's directory, unless you have permission set on that directory for yourself, or there's a lack of permissions on it, you're going to have to go ahead and run the ls tac la command or ls command as sudo. Now let's go ahead and do home user 2. And voila, we've got them right there. And we can see that these definitely are directories because they have the Ds right there. So pretty awesome. And then we can also see that they've got the profile, the -RC, and logout. So doubly awesome. Some pretty cool stuff, right? Skeletons are not always bad or scary. If you like this video, check out this other video from my channel. Thank you so much for watching my video and have the greatest of days.